So by observing these 2 points, what we will understood is one is reciprocal graph and y equal to minus x is another graph. So let us try to draw the graph. So let us consider x-axis and y-axis. This is x-axis and this is y-axis, xo x dash and yo y dash. So let's try to draw y equal to x, y equal to 1 by x. He already make a notation that
ఇక్కడికి వెళ్ళి
x cannot be 0. Okay. So therefore, so how the graph will look like? I will take some random values. For example, x and y is equal to 1 by x. If it is 1, x value 1, 1 by x is also 1. If x value 10, 1 by x is 0.1. X value 100, so 1 by x is 0.01. If x value is 1000 and next value is 0.001. That means if you are moving higher value as x values, for example, 100 is here around and we are getting 0.001 somewhere here. If x is 10, we are getting 0.1 somewhere here. If x is, for example, x is 0.1, then what is y is equal to 1 by x? Can you define what is 1 by x? You should know about this graph, reciprocal graph. It is called reciprocal function 1 by x. One by 0.1 is how much? 10. That means if it is close to 0, the graph is getting highest values. So if you join all these points, random points, try to join all these points. So we will get a smooth graph like this. And remember, it should not touches the x-axis. Also, if it is very close to 0, for example, take 0.0001, it will be around 100, 4 zeros. So 10,000 around. So that means it is also going plus infinity when x is close to 0. X was close to 0, then it is infinity. When x is getting infinity, y is close to 0. So we are getting these values. Okay, understood? And in the other hand, if you see the negative side, we are also getting the same. That means the minus is included and the graph portion will be look like same. So in this way, you can draw the graph. And remember, this is 1 by x graph. And at 0, he already mentioned that notation, don't take 0. What happens if it was 0 was taken? We cannot predict because right side value is plus infinity. At 0, left side value is minus infinity. Look at the graph. Right side plus infinity. Left side minus infinity. So this is what 1 by x graph, y is equal to 1 by x. Okay. And next thing, the set B. So let us describe, we know that y equal to minus x is a negative slope line. And if you compare that y is equal to minus x with y is equal to mx plus c, we already learned in geometry, m is equal to minus x we will get and c value is 0 by comparing with the given line and y equal to mx plus c. So m means we know it is tan theta equal to -1. From trigonometry, we know that theta value is 135 degrees. In second quadrant, tan is negative. So that's why it will be -1, 135 degrees. How the line was looks like? The line looks like this. It's a straight line. So this is what y equal to -x. So you can see there is no any common point exist of these two graphs. You can see in the graph, in the diagram. So that's why our answer will be infinity. Sorry. A in section B, there is no common point. So say simply phi. Okay. Hope you understood this. So the next question, A equal to ordered pair x comma y slash y equal to e power x, and x can be any real number. B is another set which is also an ordered pair x comma y slash y equal to -x, where x belongs to capital R. If you observe these two graphs, one graph was y is equal to e power x, and another graph was y equal to e power -x. And there is no restriction. You can access any real number. Any real number you can access. So let us draw different graphs, and then we will merge these two graphs and we will observe is there any common point exist or not. So accordingly, we will design our answer. So this is x-axis, y-axis, origin. So therefore, if you see the values, let us give some random values. For example, we will start with 0 and e power x. So e power 0, we know that it is 1. If x is 1, e power 1, it is 2.71. For 2 e square, it is approximately 7.83, and so on. If you see negative side, for example, if you give -1, then e power -1, that is equal to 1 by e. 1 by e means 1 by 2.71, approximately it will be 0.08, and so on. If you are decreasing the values, you are getting. So the graph will look like this. In this way, you can see the graph. So x is getting negative values, the graph is getting decreased. If x is increasing, the graph is increasing rapidly. So this is what y equal to e power x. So at a 0 point, we are getting 1. So this is the graph of e power x. If you see this graph, e power -x, quite opposite. It's a reverse and quite opposite, because negative sides become positives because of this -x. And positive sides getting negative, it is because of this -x. So the graph looks like in this way. And at a 0, it is of course 1. If you merge these two graphs, you can see the graph like this, one graph, which is y equal to e power -x. And we can see this graph, y equal to e power x. So we have a common point. What is that common point? At 0, we are getting 1. So the x value 0 and y value 1 is the only common point, except that there is no other common solution exist for these two graphs. From the graph, we understood that. So now observing the options, A in section B, he said phi, which is wrong. A in section B, not phi. Yes, it is correct, because we have 1 point. And A union B is equal to n means natural numbers. It is not natural numbers. If you see the sets, it is an ordered pair, right? If you try to create set A, you can see 0, comma 1 and 1, comma 2.71 because e power 1 is 2.71. Remember, it's a standard value. And e square 7.89 something and so on. We are getting uncountable points as x value increasing and the y value is also increasing. If you see the reverse order, you can have minus if 0 and 1, and if it is minus 1, then it is 2.71, okay, and so on. So these are not natural numbers. So if you merge these two numbers, we are not getting any natural number system. So it's not an integer, it's not a natural number, and it's not empty set. It is non-empty set is correct. So the option 2 is correct for this question. You can see set A was defined as ordered pair. Ordered pair means x comma y slash y is equal to 4 comma x and x is not equal to 0. And B is another set which is defined as ordered pair x comma y slash x square plus y square equal to 8 and xy are real numbers. We already seen this reciprocal function, how it looks like, but it was multiplied by 4 times. So y is equal to 4 by x. We already seen y is equal to 1 by x in the previous question. This is graph of 1 by x. In the same way, it exists, but multiplied by 4. Numerically, it will be showing a little bit difference, but the shape is same. So we can easily draw this graph y equal to 4 by x because the shape we already know. This is y equal to 4 by x. We don't mean here the numerical values, so that's you can directly draw the graph like this and make sure that arrows must be exist because it's going to infinity, minus infinity or plus infinity. So this is what 4 by x graph. And another graph, you can see a circle. And this circle, we already learned about circle. So it is in the format of x square plus y square is equal to r square. When you compare this general format with the given problem, you can express root 8 whole square. So therefore, on comparison, you will get root 8. That means 2 root 2. That means numerically, if you speak 2 into root 2 will be 1.414. Try to multiply it and 2.828. And you can see that it is never touches either x-axis and y-axis. So if try to draw this graph, it is a circle equation. And what is this radius value is 2.828 in positive side, minus 2.828 in negative side, plus 2.828 in upward direction, and minus 2 because it's a radius, center is 0, 0. For the circle, center is 0, 0, and our radius is root 8. And if you try to merge these two graphs, then we will observe the possibilities of these two graphs are merging with each other or not. So how to examine that? So we will find out these values. So first consider the equation. Actually, graphically, we cannot imagine that particular numericals are the graph exists or not. So that what I am doing is I'm considering the second equation and first equation together and trying to merge these two values. So x square plus y value, we already know that 4 by x from the first equation. So replace y with 4 by x. And I'm trying to get are there any real values exist or not? From that, I can understood the intersections are possible or not. And keeping, so what we are getting, 16 upon x square equal to 8. So taking or replacing x square with some other variable t for calculation purpose. So later I will replace this value. So assuming x square as t, so I got t plus 1 by t is equal to 8. Simplifying and doing some minor calculations. After that, I got x square minus 8t plus 16 is equal to 0. You can see this can be written as x minus 4 whole square equal to 0. So t minus 4 is equal to 0 means t is equal to 4, means t is equal to, t stands for x square. So x square is equal plus or minus 2. X is equal plus or minus 2 because x is t square. X is equal plus or minus 2. That means there is a real point of intersection happen at x value plus or minus 2 because it crossed this 2 value. So therefore, either plus 2 we have an intersection, it is showing, and minus 2 also we are having an intersection. So minus 2 here and plus 2 here, we have intersection. And you can see the discriminant, if you try to take this value, quadratic equation as a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 8, and c is equal to 16. Try to calculate delta value, b square minus 4ac, 64 minus 4ac means 4 16s are 64. That means delta is 0 means it touches the, you can understood that, it touches the graph at a particular point 2 and minus 2. At minus 2 it is touching here and plus 2 it is touching. That means it touches the graph. So now it can be seen, the graph will be seen like this. At a particular point, the graph touches, touches like this. And also on the other hand, it touches like this. Okay, so that means 2 point of intersections exist from these 2 graphs. Now we got a conclusion. So now we will examine these options are which one is correct or which one is incorrect. He said A intersection B is equal to phi, which is wrong because A intersection B cannot phi. Yes, it is correct. You can understood that some points, common points exist for both graphs. A intersection B contains 2 points. Yes, it is also correct. What are those points? X value 2 and also here minus 2 x value. And if it is plus 2, then y value 2. If it is minus 2, y value minus 2. These are the 2 graphs we can have. So therefore, those are the 2 points we will get. So here also it says the same. A intersection B contains 2 points only. A intersection B contains 4 points. It is wrong. So which options are correct? 2 and 3 are correct answers. So option 2 is correct. In this way, you can answer this kind of questions. A equal to, it's also an ordered pair. And the graphical equation is x square plus y square is equal to 25. And set B equal to ordered pair x comma y slash x square plus 9y square is equal to 144. So A intersection B contains how many points it is asking. Okay, first we will consider the first graph. X square plus y square is equal to 25. Clearly, it was a circle equation. We know that x square plus y square is equal to r square. If you compare, r value is equal to 5. So the graph will be looks like a circle equation. This is plus 5 minus 5 and this is plus 5 and this is minus 5. And second equation, given that x square plus 9y square is equal to 144. So x square by 144 plus 9y square is equal to 144 is equal to 1. So 9 got cancelled 144 in 16 times. So x square by 144 plus y square by 16 is equal to 0. You can see this is a ellipse equation. We know this is a ellipse equation because between x square and y square we have a plus sign. Sorry, this is 0. It's wrong. It's 1. X square by b square is equal to 1. On comparison, you will get a square is equal to 144 and b square is equal to 16. So that means it's a ellipse equation. And this point is, what is the value of a? 12. The value of b is 4. So this is x value 12 comma 0. And in the other hand, it is minus 12 comma 0. On uppercase, it is b value 4. So 0 comma 4. And downside it is 0 comma minus 4. So merging these two graphs together, or on comparison, if you see these two graphs, trying to merge these two graphs, you can see this is a circle of radius 5 units. And this is 12, it is getting 12, right? And upward value is 4. Upward value is 4, and this is minus 4, this is 12. And this is minus 12. From these 2 points, you have to draw the ellipse. From this minus 12, plus 12, and plus 4, and minus 4. You can see if you join these 2 points, automatically you can understood that there is a point of intersection happen between ellipse and circle. How many points you can also measure those point of intersection of black color circle and pink color ellipse. You can have 4 distinct points, they both intersect each other. So therefore, you can answer 4 points we can have in A intersection B common points. So fourth option is correct. Okay.